All right, they are indeed ready. So that means, guys, we're ready too. Our final casted game of the evening, as I'll hand the stream off to Nation after this, and he is going to be having to unfortunately go through without casting as he is sick. But that is okay. He'll have the other two games on the screen either way, and you'll be able to see them. But for UConn and for Auburn, two schools that know each other very well, in the collegiate program, it's time to meet each other with everything on the line in CCS. The Season 8 championship continues. The round of 32 at state. It's the Huskies and the Tigers showdown. All right, we are ready to go. Both teams on the pitch. UConn rocking the blue on your screen. Auburn, of course, in the orange. Two very fitting color schemes, I feel like. For either side. It'll be a shot towards the UConn net, already having to be handled by Carlitos, and he has to dive out of the net and make the follow-up save, which he did so. And a clearance here. We'll send it back. Good play here, knocking it forward. Knocked away. Spectral will lead it for the Big Daddy here. Goes up to take on Lamb in the air. Got the better of it. Spectral to go next. Lost the ball to Matrix. And then out of the corner, a bouncer. Send it forward. Driscoll got, I think... No, it wasn't him that got leveled. Maybe... Oh, it was Daddy who got leveled. Can I get confirmation as to how to say, is it Niall? Daddy Niall? Like what, Niall? What's going on here? Do we have any Auburn help in the chat that can help a caster out here? Oh, I would like to know how to pronounce, is it, I'm pretty sure like Daddy Niall or something like that. Either way, but this one's going to be flung across. Knocked away, and it'll be played by Matrix towards midfield. Driscoll played it for just a moment, taken away from him, though. Niall, thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Daddy Niall. Is how you say it. I thought that's what it was. I just wanted to make sure. And Carlitos towards midfield. He takes a bite out of a defender. Carlitos can now shoot. No, it's a give-and-go pass with Lamb, but Spectral came back and made a good play. Matrix now on the sidewall. He's going to go up. He's got all sorts of Tigers. They're just all over the place. On the backboard, in the air. There was no lane there. It did get shut down. Now Carlitos trying to steal the ball away. Carlitos has been moving in this series so far. Saw him make a great save earlier. This one will get cleared all the way downfield. Oh, this one's going to be a turnover. As Spectral's touch too high. Rebound shot on goal, and Driscoll will score first. As this one popped up after the ball slipped through everybody, Carlitos having to watch bump, having to watch for players, and unfortunately for him, the rubber ducky comes out on top as Auburn gets the win there on the challenge and then the goal. The Tigers strike first here in the opening game. This one's going to be played over by Spectral. Lamb is in pursuit. Good save thrown by him. Rebounds available, but the double tap was unsuccessful. Meaning Niall can go over to the sidewall here. Demo by Driscoll. Sets up Niall for the shot. Good save, but the Huskies a little bit stretched thin here. Their net's open. Their net's available, and Spectral will put it home. As Auburn will double up, another demo play by the Tigers ends up sending the Huskies into panic mode. And with not enough time to scramble around, it's in the back of their net, 2-0. The demos right now are working for Auburn. Carlitos on his own back wall, using all his boosts to maybe try and follow that one up. No. Does get through to the deflected ball to the corner. Matrix will go. Matrix with this touch towards mid. Lamb's got his back. Sends it upfield. Now Lamb watching as the ball gets stripped away by Spectral. Into the backside. As Yukon will pick it back up towards mid. There's just nobody in blue there, so Niall has a chance to maybe go for a Cookser pinch. It does not connect, though. And now that shot from Driscoll goes high. He gets a bump on his way through. The bumps from Auburn really causing some problems here for Yukon. Here's Carlitos towards net. Saved away. Niall getting in the way of that one, but now Lamb has the ball. Taken away. Should be a drop back here for Carlitos. He does have the ball. Matrix running interference. Carlitos couldn't find the opening. Now Lamb going for the demo. No sets up Matrix as Niall again just in the right spot at the right time. The clearance will send the Huskies all the way back, and Yukon will have to restart from their own zone with about a minute left here in game one. Cleared away here by Spectral. He's going to try and chase down Lamb. Lamb with a good 50 win, but Auburn seems to have people where they need them every single time. Lamb will clear down towards mid. It's going to roll off the post. Niall has to watch Carlitos jump for him. Meeting him in the air. There's one defender back. Carlitos is chasing him. Another defender arrived in time. It's Niall again. Like the Nile River is an oasis in the desert, he is a defensive oasis for his team right now. Now a shot towards the Husky Gold. Getting back in just in the nick of time was Carlitos. But 2-0 has been the scoreline for a while. I don't know if Yukon will have the time to connect. They need one to start with, and they still have trouble getting the ball out of their territory as the Auburn Tigers have made a statement in game one. 2-0 shutout thrown the way of the Huskies. Seeding doesn't matter. The Tigers have come to play. Anything's possible. We've seen a reverse sweep tonight. We've seen a 3-1 sweep tonight, like a reverse spaceman sweep style. Anything's possible in the CCS Championship, so one game is just one of what could be many. But we'll head on into game two. As we get things started off the kickoff, Lamb has to dish it over to the corner where Matrix can go next. Matrix is in a very colorful vehicle now. So he has changed his preset, not liking what he saw in game one. And there it is, you can see, almost got the tiger stripe going, but he's a Husky. Huskies shouldn't have tiger stripes. Man's in incognito. A little bit of a disguise shot on target there. Yukon unable to penetrate the defense. This one will be flung downfield. Spectral up next. Tries to dish it to the corner. Instead leaves it for Driscoll. It's a good choice to leave it. Now shot towards net. Defended. And now Lamb with some room. Look out. He has to avoid the bump. Gets it by two men. Third man is the last man back. Spectral with a good sturdy touch to keep it away. After Lamb took out two members with a challenge. Now speaking of beating people, how about Niall, who walks his way right by the defense thrown at him by Matrix, and it's in the back of the net. As Niall fakes his little flip, he goes down to ground, and then the dribble into the strike. Auburn up 1-0 early on in game two. Now here's Carlitos towards the net. He's going to carry it all the way through. Maybe he's going for a bump here. Doesn't get a piece of anyone because nobody was up there to challenge him. The Tigers can clear. Here's Niall. He's been a thorn in Yukon's side so far this series. Good thing I got his name right because I've been saying it a lot. Now this one's going to be sent down towards the net. Saved by Niall. Matrix to go next. Lost the ball, but got it to Carlitos. That's all you needed. The drop down is going to fall right to Mr. Niall. He's got it. Out of the corner, Matrix digs it out. Sends it forward. Don't be sad, Bruman. No, the man is sad. I kept him waiting, and now I've saddened him with the gameplay. I'm not responsible for the gameplay, but I am responsible for bringing it to you. There you go. As Matrix has a little lifeline for the Yukon offense. He picks up the ball, and he dribbles it by the defender in net. Nice little shot there. The man falling off the wall was Niall. Niall did it to Matrix earlier, and Matrix says, here's a repayment right back at you. Funny how Rocket League works. You get dribbled around earlier, then you dribble around the man who did it to you, and now Lamb, speaking of which, off the kickoff, the Huskies all of a sudden have their first lead. The ball just fell right to Lamb, and he chips it with a lob wedge into the open net. 2-1 off the kickoff play. Huskies out front here in Game 2. Now Bruman's going. Here come the capital letters. Now he's hype. From elation to sadness and back again. That is how CCS championships work. It's how playoffs anything can work. You can go from heartbreak to elation in moments. It can also happen the other way. Just look at the poor Cincinnati Bearcats. They were up 3-0 in the series, and they did not find a way to win it. They lost in 7. Here comes Niall towards the net. Great carry, but a coverage there by Carlitos. Here comes Spectral, though. Right back at you. And it's crossbar down for Spectral, and Auburn have tied us up at 2 halfway through Game 2. Very nearly 2s across the board, that Spectral gets the nice win there. Two in 1 second. 2s across the board. There they are. 2s all the way across the board here in Game 2. So this game is sponsored by the number 2, and Carlitos is a confirmed 2 hater. Because he doesn't let 2 stay on his side of the scoreboard for long. He makes it 3. Little bit of a musty off of his booty. And it's in the back of the net. Yep, we will switch the servers after this. I'll say it in between play. Don't want them glancing. But yeah, we'll switch to East. I did not know the man was lagging. Don't want anyone to lag. I figured a good... I actually thought it was on East. I guess it's not. Oh, my apologies. That's my bad. This one's going to get flung forward, though. Hopefully it's not a detrimental lag, as it will be flung across. Spectral does drop it for his teammate. Looks good on that exchange. Over for Carlitos to deal with. Yeah, I could have sworn we were on East. I'm going to check that real quick. No, we're on Central. That's my bad. Should have been on East, but we were on Central from the last series. That was one little detail that your caster forgot. You mean to tell me the caster went and got water for himself instead of making sure the game was set up correctly? What kind of casters are they bringing in around CCS around here, man? Shake my head. We'll move on. As the game does continue, it goes on. 1 minute to go here. 3-2 is the lead for the Huskies, but the Tigers are trying to pounce. In the corner, digging it out is Dreskel. As now the pop-up here for Carlitos. It's towards goal. Very nearly got dangerous there, but Dreskel with a good play. Lamb with a soft touch. Water falls down. And Niall to play it away. Now it'll be deflected across. Carlitos dropping back. Leaves it for Lamb. He's got it as the strike there is denied. Rebound available towards the front of net. And Matrix ran into an Auburn brick wall. Oh, that's a big dunk. That's headed towards the goal. That's in the net as Lamb will score from across the pitch. Getting the steal, plucking it right away from Niall and Spectral. And it's a slow roller all the way down and into the net. He put some sauce on that. Gordon Ramsay might be wondering where the Lamb sauce is, but we know where it is. It's here in Game 2, making it 4-2. Now Lamb chipping one towards net. This is also dangerous. Oh, very nearly hit the post, and it will bounce. A wide. Yeah, Lamb never misses chat as he hits the goal post. No! That's an unfortunate timing there. But either way, speaking of timing, there is none left on this clock. And it will hit the floor, and we have UConn right back in it. Tied at 1 as we move on to game number 3. Let me switch it over to the East now, the proper server. It's Real Albedo. I got the hype chamber scenes too. I do indeed. Really quickly, if you weren't here for the intro, I also dropped in the intro just like this too. You gotta go with the hype chambers. It's playoff Rocket League. Well, let's go ahead and transition on into DFH while we let the teams rejoin into a new Eastern server now. Game 3, we are underway. Arch, I believe that's Arch, if the X stands for a C. Thank you so much for the raid. We appreciate it. Welcome in. Hope your stream was well, my good man. And welcome to the CCS Championship, Season 8 Championship, the round of 64. And right now we have the number 6 rated Yukon Huskies taking on the number 11 Auburn Tigers on your screen. But thank you for the raid. Thank you for thinking of us here at CCS. We appreciate it. It is Arch. Nice. I called that. Sac State just lost 4-0 to JMU. That is unfortunate for Sac State. We couldn't get a match on stream, so you casted it W. That's what we like to hear. Nation does all the scheduling. I'm just the caster, so don't look at me when it comes to that. Oh my goodness. See ya later. As the defender Matrix just got sent to the Matrix. As he got rocked by Dreskel coming on through, and that's one of the easiest goals that Spectral's going to put into the net. 1-0 for the Tigers. Gotcha, yep. Scheduling and availability is always tough, especially with college students. Got to keep your eye on the curriculum as well as your own desires and needs. That shot will be taken away by Niall. I remember in college, I worked 2 jobs. I had season tickets to the Carolina Hurricanes, the NHL team here in North Carolina, and I had my college classes. So I was majorly balancing everything. My second job was specifically to pay for my season tickets, so I prioritized that. I put myself in that situation, so. But it was worth it. It was a lot of fun. Now a shot on target here from Carlitos does get saved away. That'll be knocked to the back wall. Drop down. Oh, it's an awkward here for Niall. Needs some help. It's still going to be awkward. Chance to shoot. It's saved. Niall reaching up. It's still there in front of the net. And Spectral reaches up to make a save as the Tigers deny the Huskies a whopping 4 times there. But now they've got to get some numbers back. Carlitos in a 2-on-1. Niall the last man back. And what a touch. There will deny the 2-on-1 opportunity, and now look out, it's in the back of the Huskies' goal. It's Niall to score. The man makes a save on one end, and he delivers a strike on the other. Dreskel puts it up, and it's Niall with the dart into the net. Great play. Also, the Liquipedia guy, if you need anything related to that, I am interested in getting my own Liquipedia page. Like the blue page or whatever it's called when you get however many points it is. But I'll talk about that later when it's not on stream. But I should be getting close thanks to events like this, RLCS, everything like that. I should be getting close, just like Auburn was getting close to the goal. They got closer and closer. It's Niall again. He's able to beat Carlitos, and there's no one back to deny Dreskel. As the outplays here for Auburn are making their goals come easily. 3-0 now for the Tigers in Game 3. Display is happy. That shot also maybe headed for the goal. Not quite. The Huskies nearly gave up on that play as that ball was a slow roller towards net. It still might be. Yukon looks a bit stunned here. Surely it's not the server that changed it. Surely it is just the game. But a huge change since last game here as Auburn have taken over the game quite handily. Yukon looking for answers. They've had some chances on target, but they've been run into brick wall after brick wall in Auburn Orange. Now Lamb to go next. His touch, 50 away. Matrix to send at midfield. He's got no friends there waiting. So instead, it gets taken away by Niall. Sets it up for Driscoll towards the back of goal. Having to reach up and pluck that one off the crossbar was Carlitos. Lamb will skill check Driscoll there, who had no problems. But now the pass back, this might cause problems. Driscoll with a good play on Carlitos. Play down, the clear here by UConn. We'll send him out as far as midfield. They got 90 seconds left. They need a goal. Niall will prevent that shot from going in. Wifty here. Sets up a chance for Niall to go, but not for long. So the ball falls to Spectral. 50 across the pitch into the side. Here's Niall. Drop down. Tries to punch it out. Carlitos on the dunk attempt. Thrown at him by Driscoll. He wins. Does Carlitos, and he gets the ball out. Double demo here. UConn taking a bite of everybody. That net's wide open, and finally the demos break down the Tiger wall. Mr. Auburn tear down that wall. The Huskies tear it down themselves, 3-1. As they break through, literally having to break their way through, but they did. What was the Idaho series result? Idaho State reverse swept Cincinnati in 7. So Idaho State win 4-3 on a reverse sweep, knocking out the number 3 seeded Cincinnati Bearcats. And speaking of 3, UConn approaching 3 as they get their second goal. It's Lamb with the steal, Lamb with the finish. Authoritative shot there. And Auburn's lead cut down to size now. Bruman's happy. Still need one more goal. Work to do here for the Huskies. That's kind of my reaction to the Idaho State series. What? Well, 4-3 reverse sweep! And speaking of blowing 3-0 leads, that is what has happened to the Auburn Tigers as the Huskies have thrown demo after demo. See ya later. As giving his life up for the cause. I don't know who that was getting demoed, but it's a goal, and the Huskies have tied us up at 3. I was just talking about a reverse sweep, and now in terms of scoreboards, we just had a reverse sweep here. 3-0 turn to 3-3. But now in order to complete the reverse sweep, it'll have to require at least one more UConn goal. For Auburn, they would love another goal for themselves. No better way to take the wind out of the Huskies' sails than to put yourselves back in the lead after they do all this work to come back. So the next goal in this game, very likely the final goal. And it might come here as this ball's going to float through. Lamb has to play this one careful. It's off the back wall. Rebound there. It's going to bounce. The shot wide, and now the counterattack. Matrix gets denied early. Spectre with a big-time win. Now Auburn looking for something, but the Huskies come through. 3-3, we are tied. As now this one is flung way back towards the net, and it's going to be shot towards goal. The Huskies have to reach back. Keep their net neat and tidy. Some housekeeping required here from UConn. The clear from Lamb will give them some time to breathe, but it does give the possession back to Auburn, but only for just a moment. Awkward team bounce there. It's going to be Niall. Carries through. He flew down. He's going to get the demo. And then it was Matrix getting a follow-up demo, so the teams trade a player each. Some wall dashes here for Carlitos trying to chase it down, but Niall's got it. Matrix to deny him. Lamb needs a touch to the corner. Gets it. He's got boost as well. Nice play by Lamb. Trying to keep the Tigers at bay. Auburn's knocking on the door. UConn does not have any interest in answering it. Niall up next, getting dunked by Carlitos to the backboard of Auburn. It goes, and the shot from Matrix gets fended off. Good save by Driscoll. Lamb sets it up to Carlitos. He'll fire off the back wall. Good play by Niall, and now jailbreak time for Auburn. That field is open. Everybody's coming back towards the Husky goal, and it's going to be Carlitos, the hero. We go north-south very quickly in this one. Something you got to watch for. You got to be careful. A transition play can happen at any point. Now, a pass attempt for Matrix. He had no friends, and the ball will drift all the way back. UConn on their own back wall. Carlitos on the next challenge. Niall pokes it away. Now the 50 thrown right away to Driscoll, who picks the pocket of UConn and dumps that ball into the goal. Auburn have won the game. It's a strip play. Lamb gets his pocket picked. And it's in the back of the UConn net before they can even blink. It's Auburn 2-1 in the series. So reverse sweep on the scoreboard at least was denied here. The 3-0 lead for Auburn did collapse, but they come through with the victory. Doesn't matter that there was a collapse. The ultimate stat you need on the board is the win, that tiny orange trapezoid. Or I guess it's a parallelogram. I don't know, but it's underneath the Auburn Tigers. It's number 2 out of 4. That's what matters most, and they've got it. For the Huskies, a great comeback. Some momentum should be built for them headed into Game 4. We'll see what they can bring, but we'll load into the Coliseum for our next game. Technically a rhombus. I've always loved the word rhombus. I had a chance to use rhombus unironically and I missed it. Bro, I fumbled so hard. Well, that's unfortunate for me, as the losses for Fox are starting to mount a little bit. But at least we're here and we're locked in. As Game 4 underway, as Lamb will have to make the first play here. Popping this one forward is Lamb. Will force a touch out of Spectral. Floater here will be dumped into the UConn zone. Carlitos, that's an awkward touch. Driscoll now has a chance. Look out, Lamb. As Niall had his eyes on that little Lamb, but he does scurry away. Staying safe, and now Lamb, look out. He's gonna fire as the Lamb bites back. He's not just a fluffy little creature. He's got teeth, and he's sinking it into the Auburn goal. It's 1-0. He got a beautiful feed from Carlitos, and Lamb will put it home. 1-0 for the Huskies. I'm still upset about the rhombus thing, bro. That's unfortunate. Rhombus is such a, I don't know. It's a W word. I always loved that shape in school, but either way, it's fine. I'm okay. Oh, that shot will be touched to the back wall. Lamb has a chance to play it up for Carlitos, who got the boost steal. Knocked across for Matrix's shot towards goal, and it's saved away. Good defense there, thrown at him. As Niall continues to pull the rope for his team. Niall is rowing as hard as he can, trying to get the Auburn canoe towards victory. This one's going to be deflected across. Driscoll to shoot. It's going to be almost an own goal. Has to be played wide. Oh, off the crossbar. Rebound in front, and Driscoll will score. 1 for the road there for Displaya, who's got to head out. Thanks for tuning in, Displaya. Enjoy the rest of the stream from wherever you are tuning in from. And Driscoll will give you a goal to say goodbye to, as Auburn will strike back 1-1. We got some great support for both schools in the chat. Love to see that, especially if it's kept nice and... Oh, that's a double commit there. Especially if it's kept nice and docile, I guess you could say. Gentlemanly. Oh, conduct! As Niall will come through and drop this ball into the back of the net. Niall with a creative little fake there. Carlitos' touch, I think, hit Driscoll, and then it's going to drop down off of Niall's back and into the net. Great positioning there by Niall. The man continues to do hard work for his team. Now a pop fly that Carlitos has to dish to the corner. Plays it up. Niall's waiting on Lamb to arrive. That one falls to Carlitos. His shot, he was all sorts of awkward. It's still awkward. It's flung towards net, and Auburn has to make a save. And now it's a pass looking for Driscoll. Here comes Niall. Back to him. No. Carlitos had other ideas. Let's go this way, he says. This one will be flung upward. Matrix collects it. It's a very colorful tiger Phoenix skin. You can tell where Matrix is on the field at all times, pretty much. It's a W decal. We've seen lots of different things so far in the CCS Championship. Battle Bus, Lightning McQueen, a Porsche, a Rivian. We've seen all sorts of presets. Here in this one, nothing too fancy. It's mostly the decals you get to look at here. All Octanes and Phoenix. Lamb, speaking of which, his Phoenix just got bumped. Now Spectral can go, but he too is getting bumped. As a bump traded both ways, will keep Auburn at bay. Lamb is still getting bothered in net. I believe that's Driscoll giving him a nuisance. Lamb will beat him in that exchange. Niall to go next. Puts it backfield. That's awkward. As Driscoll has to touch it up. Niall's got to reach up and get it away. He does. We'll send the Huskies scurrying back to their zone. Now a shot by Carlitos is high. Rebound there. Oh, it's a skim the wrong way. That could have been disaster had that been on target. Still might be problematic here for UConn as the demo is traded away, sending a man to the scrap pile. 50's the ball. Spectral and Driscoll waiting in the backfield to help out Niall. Carlitos fakes it out, leaves it for Matrix. He's got ball, sends it forward. Now Matrix towards the goal. And the goal was denied by Spectral. Jump ball knocked deep now as Driscoll will head to the corner, leaving it for Niall. Getting dunked there, though. Played across. Here's Matrix. Fake on Spectral there. Great pass from Matrix. Has set up a beautiful passing play, and Lamb will score. As that ball got flung through, it is Matrix knocking it across, and Lamb puts it in. Nice shot and goal. Who was running the Lightning McQueen? If I'm not mistaken, I think it was Oxy on Akron. And this is going to be a kickoff goal right off the hop, as Lamb will get one through. And all of a sudden, the UConn Huskies have the lead. That took all of 3 seconds. As the ball gets pushed into the net by Lamb, and Bruman is having an absolute hissy fit in the chat. He is all sorts of happy. As Lamb and the Huskies get a couple of goals their way, and now it's 3-2 for UConn. Auburn having a difficulty holding leads so far in this series. We saw a 3-0 lead collapse. They did win the overtime game, though. But now in this game, 2-0 turned to 3-2. This ball's going to drop. Lamb towards the backboard. Spectral's got it. Now pop fly. Carlitos. Carlitos with a finish on target that was needing a stop out of Niall and got it. But now a turnover in front, and now this time Carlitos won't miss as the ball gets stripped away, and it's a big time goal here as Niall gets dunked there by Matrix. Carlitos says, "Thank you so much. Just go ahead and put this here." The Seinfeld quote is crazy. But it's kind of true here. That shot deflected wide, but UConn, with a bunch of unanswered goals, have brought this game in particular back and will take the win. They will indeed, as UConn have evened the series up at 2. They dispatch the Tigers and even us up 2 games apiece. So now Game 6 is required. Oh. Nation, this is going to require 27 casted games, potentially 28. I'm going to have a talk with management here about the treatment of Fox in these situations. It's okay, we stay locked in. The boys are on the field, are locked in, and UConn with a big win there will mean that Game 6 is required now. Aquadome, the scene where we've had a few teams on elimination tonight. Not in this case. Neither team's getting eliminated on this field. It just is who is going to have the advantage heading to Game 6. As it's going to be Niall with the first play of the ball game, very nearly the crossbar, the only thing that stood in his way between the opening goal. As that air dribble was a thing of beauty, just not quite low enough. Now a 50 thrown Spectral's way by Matrix. Leaves it for Carlitos, who has the ball. He's got the ceiling to work with. Drop down shot. The 50 goes through, but the defender should be there. And Spectral will play it away. Dropping into that challenge was Matrix. He fell on it. Lamb will reach up to pluck this one away. Niall just got demoed, meaning that Auburn's attack will be stalled for just a little bit. Do keep the possession, though. Now clearance backfield. Niall taking this ball forward. Races upfield, goes for the ground pinch. It's all the way through, and Niall strikes from his own corner from where you least expect it. It's a ground pinch for Daddy Niall. Bang! The pinch. And 53 miles an hour when it reached the net. So definitely a respectable pinch, to say the least. It was good enough to beat UConn. And it's 1-0 here early on for Auburn. First minute gone. 1 goal in the back of the net. Now this one played across. Carlitos on the wifty there. Played across towards midfield. Matrix can clear. Into open field. Now off the backboard. Lamb's going to try to shoot that one. The defender was getting bothered a little bit by Carlitos. But Auburn no worse for wear. And taking this one up is Niall. He's got the ball again. Niall's been the straw really stirring the Auburn drink in this series. He has the opening goal here. Matrix will now have to watch as Niall takes the ball. Sends it up towards the back wall. Spectre will have to get up for this one. Lamb doesn't get the pass, but that's okay. Carlitos was not mid, but he does end up losing possession. Spectral trying to go for the bump on Matrix. No good. All the way back we go. Carlitos to shoot. Top bins, and we are tied. As UConn come back to the house, it's Lamb with a pass. Matrix the fake, and I think the bump. Lamb got a bump on a few players. And it's the bump that lets Carlitos fire away. It's 1-1. We are even. Now this one, Carlitos! Out of nowhere, like a little burglar. You were watching Lamb in the air. As he's got this one, the touch, it just drops down. Carlitos, what a catch to follow that one into the net. Both defenders jumping with all they had. And again, another Auburn lead falls, and a UConn lead rises. As 1-0 turns to 2-1 in a hurry. Carlitos got bumped on his way through, but that ball drops right down to him. Nearly danger territory. Niall had to get there in time to make a save. Now Spectral plays it across. Should be Carlitos' ball, and is. He's got a chance at a redirect. Nothing there. Now an open goal. Third man for UConn committed, and Driscoll will punish him. It's 2-2. As the man in the backfield, Lamb, thought he had more time, but Driscoll said, no you don't. And into the net it goes. 2-2. We are tied. Well, for anyone waiting on our next series, I do apologize, as this series has run quite long. We had a Game 7 reverse sweep with a 5-minute overtime last series. And we were trying to move along, are we, at CCS, so we're doing our best. But this one's going to need at least 6. So we'll have the 11 p.m. and the midnight stream later on. I'll hand it off to Nation. There will be no commentary. But you at least get to see the gameplay. And now Spectral towards net. Matrix has to play it away. Pop up here. Will it be a direct skull to go? Not much there, as Carlitos was able to take away the angle. He and Lamb will clear. Into the path of Driscoll. He's got ball. Sends it towards net off the top of the goal. Fend it off, and back towards the backfield. Little give and go here. Trying to set up was Auburn, but they will not find their way through. Instead, it will be played away. Now Lamb up to this one. Lamb all the way through. Carlitos had a chance to shoot, but the defender got there. Matrix getting his pocket picked there off the challenge. Sets it up for Niall here. Double tap lined up too high on the bid. Now Lamb leaves it for Matrix, who goes deep to the corner, chases it down. There's a bump on a Tiger. Lamb gets the ball, now plays it forward, but too many defensemen in his way. This one played up. Niall off the backboard. Matrix towards mid, sets it up for Lamb. He plays it in deep in the corner. Lamb now up to this one, trying and looking for anything he can find. He's out of boost, so he's doing all that he can to maintain possession for his team. Matrix also out of boost. Carlitos got the boost steal. Carlitos over everybody, and it's into the net. 3-2. UConn take the lead. It was Carlitos on the air dribble, just kept going and going like the Energizer Bunny. Then Spectral, in an attempt to dive and save it away from the oncoming player, puts it into his own net. 3-2, the Huskies have the lead here in the dying moments of Game 5. Final 30 seconds. As Niall will get an open net to shoot on, and he'll score courtesy of the demo. Don't go anywhere. We're tied again. As a demo, Dreskel gets the boost steal and then takes out the goalkeeper, and Niall has an open goal. It was 3-2. Now it's 3-3 as we trade leads yet again on this one. And now almost. Shot on target there from Matrix. Put towards net. It's cleared out. Game 5. Looks like we have got more overtime ready. Unless Dreskel goes for a piece of Carlitos. He got him, and Spectral will strike. Dreskel going for blood yet again. He got the demo on the tying goal. He gets the bump on the go-ahead goal, opening the door for Spectral to climb right through. Final moments here, 0 seconds. UConn need a goal. They're not going to get it. It drops down to floor, and that is going to be a win for Auburn and a chance to eliminate the UConn Huskies in 6 coming up on Neo Tokyo. Carlitos' hat trick was simply not enough. 4 goals for Auburn, 2 of which resulting in bump plays thrown at the Huskies there late. A tying goal and a winner, both resulting from a bump. So for the Huskies, if you're in defense mode, make sure watch your back, because these Tigers are ready to pounce, and they have got doggy dinner in their sights. Can they take down the Huskies in 6, or will UConn force Game 7? Let's find out together, shall we? Neo Tokyo. We've seen this map every single series so far today, and it continues tonight. Whether or not we'll see Champions Field is TBD, as this pass in front. UConn off and running as Matrix will strike first off a gorgeous pass here. The pass had pace, and it was perfectly placed away from the defense, and Matrix will fire it home. 1-0 early for UConn. Now here's Lamb. Towards the heavens he goes. He's going to get met there in the air by Spectral. Missed opportunity for a bump there. Dreskel to go next. Fires it upfield. There is a bump there. Actually, the bump came later. And who else? It's Niall again with his hands in on a goal. He gets the bump in this occasion as he bumps Matrix out of the way. No chance to make that save, and another bump ends up in the back of UConn's goal. This is becoming an issue for the Huskies. This is starting to become a problem, and very quickly, as UConn will get a kickoff goal in response. They say, all right, you can bump us, but we're going to put one in your net right away. As the bump actually came through from Lamb upfield on the kickoff attempt, and it'll be fired home as we continue to go back and forth. So now Auburn find themselves down once again. We haven't even played a minute of Rocket League here, people. We've got 3 goals. Auburn wants a 4th. They'll have to wait, as that ball did get denied. Sent downfield. Niall will try to find some opening, but Matrix closes it down. Now forward. Matrix almost got a touch on Spectral's bid to the corner. Nothing here. Now drop back for Matrix, getting dunked through by Niall. Chance for Carlitos to play his hand forward. This 50's going to carry him around a little bit. Spectral and Dreskel going. Neither player could get their hands on the ball. Said it gets cleared off the backboard. An awkward touch there for Niall. It ends up all the way back to Carlitos. He gets leveled as he went for the shot. Got bumped. A defensive bump this time for Auburn. As the physicality for the Tigers starting to come through. Here comes Spectral. He's up to the rafters, going with it. As Matrix has to reach back and make a save. 2 minutes approaching gone here in game number 6. A demo in the goal for Auburn, but the ball was not headed there thanks to the upfield defense thrown the Huskies' way. Tigers will clear with Spectral, but here comes Matrix. Drop down, maybe looking for a friend in blue. Nobody was there, and instead it's going to be towards the other way. Possession traded either way. Lamb has to reach up. He'll get credit for a save there. Carlitos, great ball by the first man. Second man arrives to it for Auburn. Awkward deflection here. Carlitos having to play it away carefully. Not into his own goal. He does go corner with it. Now a pass in front. It's going to find its way through, and Spectral will score. As it is Niall once more. Great pass. Gets it over Lamb and into the back of the net. Spectral will strike again. It's 2-2. Manikit Bravo's happy. As Spectral strikes, we've got some great support for both schools in the chat. That's what you love to see. This one's going to be flung towards the goal of UConn. Good save. A diving save there by Carlitos, getting back into his own net. Now Carlitos is going to clear forward. It's basically been a Carlitos and Niall show for me. They have been the two outstanding players. Supported very well by either of their supporting cast. Matrix now with the ball. Carries forward, gets by the first man. Second man will pinch it off of him. Possession should fall back to UConn here, especially thanks to that demo and a follow-up bump as well. Lamb sends it midfield to Matrix, and it's in the back of the net, and UConn will indeed strike. They maintain possession. As Lamb with the pass, how can I forget about Lamb? The man is dishing it right to Matrix, into the net it goes. Back and forth we go. This is literally a tug of war. The rope starts going one way, then it goes right back the other. Now here's Matrix, carries forward all the way through, and it's a good save by Niall yet again. Here is Niall, the big daddy, trying to challenge the backboard defense of UConn, but Lamb passed that test. We'll send the ball out. Now Lamb can go again, sending it upfield. He had a man up there. He was trying to run for interference. Does not get the bump. Will get boost instead. UConn can track back now and pick up this ball as Spectral in his own corner. Awkward touch here for Spectral. Needs some help from Niall, and he gets some. Here's Dreskel, too. Chipping it in deep. Carlitos, no touch on the ball, and Spectral will score. We're tied at 3. Carlitos, oh, so close to touching that ball, but he just could not find it, and Spectral will put it home. It's tied. This is insanity. It's definitely back and forth. That is for sure. Incredible goal scoring for both sides in a high-pressure situation, nevertheless. As UConn dealing with the pressure of elimination, Auburn dealing with the pressure of potentially closing out an opponent. It's pressure in different styles, different ways. Saved there by Niall. Niall's doing everything for his team, including defense, but now he gets his pocket picked by Carlitos. Forward they go with Dreskel. His pocket also forged into by UConn. It doesn't seem like either team can hold on to possession for very long due to the speed at which everybody is playing. Now a pass back. It's a gorgeous one for Dreskel, but the defense for UConn sends him off to the side. There's a demo by Dreskel. Gets another bump, but Matrix was unfazed. Here comes Matrix. Chance to go for the ball. Sends it mid. Lamb is there. It's towards net. It's saved. Now counterattack for Auburn potentially, but the pass there a little awkward. Gave UConn time to get back, but the rebound for Niall off the backboard. No shooter. Final 10 seconds left of the game, potentially of the series, if Auburn can find one more goal here. UConn, they've only got Matrix back. He got caught too far deep. It's in front off the goalpost. Rebound 0. Second bid stopped by Carlitos. Another chance again, and finally we make it to overtime. Auburn inches away from dismantling the Huskies. Speaking of dismantling, Spectral Gets dismantled by Carlitos. Another demo, also by Yukon. Here comes Carlitos with the clear. It's right into Spectral, though. Driscoll trying to run bump play. He has been bumping a lot this game. Carlitos challenging Niall, but he was up to that task. And then another demo. Yukon have brought the demos here in overtime as they continue to destroy Tiger after Tiger, but they withstand to Auburn, and now Niall one-on-one with Carlitos, who met him in the air quick. Niall does get a kill on a defender on his way out, but we continue to play on. Speaking of demos, there's another one. This one's going to drift all the way to Auburn's back while Niall misses. Very nearly, Driscoll had to clean it up because Lamb was there. It was close. Now Matrix sending it upfield. Looks for some help. Got it from Carlitos. Lamb missed Niall. Here he comes. Does he go for booster ball? He goes ball. Niall using what he's got left. Tries to go down. Fakes it out, but his shot goes wide. Now sent all the way down. Niall will use a flip reset to try and stay with the ball. It does get knocked off of him, though. Now towards the corner, having to be played here by Yukon very carefully. Auburn do come calling. They do have players there. It'll be Driscoll chipping it towards that net, and Carlitos, no problem saving that one away, and Matrix should have this one and does. My heart can't take this man, and I'm not even the one playing. Imagine what the players are feeling. Lamb towards mid, Spectral to clear. Carlitos is running because here comes Niall. Redirect towards goal. It's off the backboard. Unable to get one on target. Lamb has only just a moment to clear. Stripped away from Lamb. Carlitos has no boost. That'll do it. As Lamb gets his pocket picked, Brewman, look away. Avert your eyes. He gave the ball away to Driscoll, and that is how the series comes to a close. It's Auburn in 6. That is how the cookie crumbles as Yukon's season does come to a close in the round 1 of the CCS Championship. It is the Auburn Tigers moving through into the round of 32. I see that Nation is booting things up on his end. We will get the streams continued. Again, sorry for the delay on the 11 p.m. stream. Depending on the length of that series, it might delay the midnight stream as well. But there will be no casting for the remainder of the night. Nation is sick, and I need a break. I haven't even eaten dinner. It's 11 p.m. I'm ready to eat and relax my voice a little bit. So, guys, this has been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for hanging out. I am going to drop it over to some replays until Nation gives me the okay that he's ready to go. Unless he's already ready to go. I see you in chat, Nation. Are you ready for the stream yet, or do you need a moment? Because if you need a moment, I can put up some replays.